Hey everyone, welcome to yet another podcast from KYZEN, where we chat a little bit about iGaming and what's moving. Today, I am joined by Marcus from Prime Entertainment. He's one of our newest partners who's just finished almost 4 months now live in Finland with their brand Kahhaus. Finland is, as you know, a market known for high standards, fast moving, and very, very local. So we're going to chat a bit about how it has been to have a startup in Finland and how we in KYZEN have also supported that and what it takes to launch fast, scale smart, and maybe stand out a little bit. So to get a little bit of background here, can you tell us a little bit about your brand, Marcus, Kahhaus, and what makes that unique?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me, Ståle. It's great to be here, and it's good to work together for a little while now. Now, Kahhaus is, in a sense, pretty straightforward. That's really what we're aiming for. Kahhaus is pay-and-play casino. We're working in Finland, and now I know it's not really unique with pay-and-play nowadays. No frills, quick, all of that. What we do offer, though, which I would say puts us a little bit in the forefront compared to the competition, is that is our reward programs. We have a cashback, which is completely wager free, and it is daily. So we have a daily cashback that is paid out in cash. You can do whatever you want with it. It's pure money. And the fact that it's every 24 hours, I think that is something that's fairly unique. I haven't seen it myself elsewhere. So don't hold that against me. No. Besides that, of course, we do the wagering free rewards and free spins. So it's as a pay and play, it should be simple. The reward should be simple and it should be cash. So no going into your reward section and looking at how much wagering you got left. It's your money.
Yeah. From my perspective and what I've seen from customer service as well, this is also valued by customers. You know, it's easy, it's fast, and it's free. You know, it doesn't get much better than that.
No, and that's it. It should be simple.
Yeah, exactly. And the players appreciate that, of course, and also the agents.
Of course. I'm sure that.
So going into Finland, I mean, they also have a license coming up, but that's still some time too. But what did you know about the Finnish market going in, and has anything caught you by surprise?
Yeah, now historically, I mean, I worked with other brands in the past and always close to Finland as well. I was a little bit surprised how quickly it went to actually get players to sign up and really engage with the product. I assume it would take longer. And as you said, we're almost 4 full months in, and it's been over my expectations. Now, I shouldn't speak on behalf of the whole team, but being an operations man first and foremost, I couldn't see this coming. I am quite impressed with how quickly players have gotten used to the features, how it works, and just getting on with it. Yeah, and it is casino. It should be pretty straightforward. Yeah, and those players that have been signing up as well are, of course, it's unlikely that it's their first brand. So it's
very unlikely. Yeah. All right. So yeah, from our perspective, from KYZEN's perspective, doing going to customer service in the outsourcing, obviously the early weeks and the first time is all about syncing the tone of voice, getting the support flows correct. You know, it's a lot of work with fine tuning and aligning. And I was hoping to get your thoughts on why you chose to go for outsourcing instead of going, the traditional way, if you might call it that, to get your own team. So what
That's
was
the question,
thought
isn't
process? Yeah, yeah, isn't it?
It's, I mean, it's the big question. It really is. I mean, we were weighing all alternatives. Now, with the whole point being that the product should be strong enough, good enough that in a perfect world, customer service shouldn't even be required. We know that that's not how it works. And then as a startup, you're looking, okay, what does it take to go live? All right, you need a rather big team to keep the opening hours that we were interested in having. If you want a team that's available basically 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, you require quite a big team to have the bare minimum. And then that doesn't really take into account how long it takes to replace someone if they leave to do the onboarding. To have a team that's ready for launch as well takes, I would say, realistically maybe 3 months at least if you have a start date to make sure you get people hired, trained, and ready.
Yeah.
And with the volumes of players you expect as a startup as well, it's not the best business to sit with a big team like that from day one. I mean, we're both in operations for a long time. We know that efficiency is one of the, if not the key metric to make sure that it's pulling its weight, right?
Yeah.
And we could not find a setup justifying that cost to have that in-house from day one. So we were reviewing our options, and KYZEN came up as the best option to go live, and it kind of gives us that flexibility and the best of both, I would say. Working very close with you guys, outsourcing. It's it's a bit tricky for myself, not having outsourced in the past. Always had things internally, but it's a learning process.
Yeah, it always is, and obviously from my point of view as well, it's also easy when it's when I get to work with people with your background, you know, who has a lot of experience in operations, in customer service, who knows how things works. You know, it makes my life so much easier.
It is nice when you don't have to explain the why behind things. It's just, okay, this is all right. Let's get on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just not viable for us to have an in-house team, and I think the volume of contact you need for it to be viable is quite high, and the whole business idea is to keep it at so simple at a level where we don't see customer contacts coming in. I mean, with pay and play, you're not doing a lot of KYC. Right, and that's usually one of the things that causes the most frustration with customers, driving them to contact CS. As long as the promotions are working, you should be able to have an awful lot of activity without anyone reaching out. Where are my free spins? Well, if you get them, it's no reason to contact us. And I must say, on the KPIs that we have been tracking, it's been definitely proven so far to be the right decision. Go with outsourcing, and dare say that I'm quite pleased with our collaboration so far with KYZEN as well. So that you can put on record.
Yeah, happy to hear that. And another thing about outsourcing is this is obviously one of our key selling points as well, is that, you know, we handle that while you can focus on your core business. So that's obviously one of our key selling points. What would you say has been the biggest challenge so far in this kind of setup, and also with launching a new brand? I know this is a very big question, but share, if you can share some thoughts around that.
Well, ahead of launching Kahhaus, of course, you need to make sure that the guys and the team that's going to support the brand are trained up to speed. That wasn't really a challenge. I think that was really simple, actually. We had this set up trainings, walkthroughs with platform people. Your guys were there asking relevant questions. You could tell, I mean, it's pretty standard stuff, right? Where do you find this? Where do you find that? How does that work?
Yeah.
I think really the biggest challenge has by far been to not have that direct control that I'm used to. that I work with, yourself, your supervisors, and then they have been actioning. That is probably the biggest challenge, but that is more of a challenge for me. That's not really a practical challenge. That's more of a learning curve to, okay, you guys are sitting over there handling that, so I have to work on myself when it comes to, all right, what kind of instructions am I providing, what kind of process? Because I have to say that a few times when I got frustrated, it was my own fault for not having provided the right content.
Yeah.
The guys have actually been following exactly what's been written, and then I can't go back and say, "Hey, guys, you should have thought about this." Well,
yeah,
it's on me. So I think that has been the major thing to kind of adapt a bit and to be more thorough. You can't expect the agents to read between the lines at times or to apply what I would, in my subjective way, would view as common sense when you're handling multiple brands and you are getting the instructions that you've been told you have to do things a certain way. And I get it, as a third party, you can't really wing it at any point because the customer is always right, and if we provide the wrong information or if it's not adequate, it's really on my side and on us. So, but yeah, that's been improving, I think, gradually, quite quickly, actually.
Yeah, I'm happy to hear that. If you were to launch another brand, is there something that you would have done different than what you did this time around?
If we were to launch another brand, that's a good question. In terms of the outsourcing and the collaboration there, I don't think I would have done an awful lot differently. No. Perhaps just planned even better when it came to how things were to be. Now, from day one, there's been gradual improvements, process updates, improving content, so on. So, I mean, it's there's usually a bit of learning by doing, because no matter how prepared you are, you usually find areas that could be improved and adjusted and clarified and elaborated on. So I think we'll just spend even more time on the prep work to make sure that from day one everything is mint, really.
Yeah. And you also know how it is. You can prepare for 1 year, and once you go live, there is these things that you didn't think about.
Yeah.
There's always those things, at least from my experience. So yeah. Anything else you would like to share? You would like to ask me to talk about in the end?
I don't know if it makes for a podcast or for one of our regular catch-ups, but I am curious what it's like to deal with clients, because I've been, you and I think we have fairly similar backgrounds, that you have your KPIs, you're running your department, you're delivering this, but I've never done that on behalf of a company that's, or a third party like this. So I am curious how that is to be on your side of the fence, to be honest.
Yeah. No, it can get complicated, obviously. Usually, I'm lucky in the sense that most of the people that I am talking to do have our background, because most companies have someone who is ultimately responsible for a customer service, but not leading it like I am doing. So luckily, I have a good cooperation with all of them. But what can be tricky is obviously when you are working with different clients, and they all have different areas what they feel is most important. And that gets challenging trickling down to the agent as well. Because if you talk to customers from this, overall, it's more or less the same, but there's like small differences. So with this client, you have to say this in every single conversation. Well, as if you're talking to this clients, customers. You don't have to. Then you have to say this instead, and that gets complicated fast when you have a lot of that. But I must say, overall, it's a bit more challenging than to have like your own department and you're kind of running all of the show for a company. It gets more challenging and a little bit more tricky, but in the end, that's also what makes it interesting as well. I mean, there's never a boring day. I would say.
There's a lot of change.
Yes, I mean, there's constant change. These changes in the licenses, there's changing in the processes and procedures, there's updates. And yeah, I mean, if there's an update on a welcome bonus, and if we now have let's say 14 brands and all 14 has update in welcome bonus, it's it's challenging to stay on top of everything at all times. But the good thing is I do have a very good team, good supervisors that really are on top of things. Sometimes things do slip, but luckily that's rare. But in the end, we're all humans. So yeah. My last question for you is, where can people go to learn more about Prime Entertainment and Kahhaus? Where can they go? What should they Google?
Well, there's not an awful lot of information yet. We are a startup. We are doing our best to, first of all, just ensuring that the kahhaus.com is working the way it's intended, that we keep improving the site functionality, the features, the offers, and that's where you will find all about that on kahhaus.com. When it comes to Prime Entertainment, the main place to go would definitely be our LinkedIn. It's brand spanking new, so it's still work in progress. But Prime Entertainment on LinkedIn would be if you wanted to get in touch with us in any matter. Yes.
Perfect. We'll try to link it as well in the end of this video, so people can go check it out when they are curious.
Thank you very much.
Well, thanks for joining, Marcus. It's been a pleasure, and for everyone who's listening in, thank you as well. And if you're launching in a competitive market like Finland and want to scale support without losing that local touch, that's what KYZEN is here for. And yeah, well, thank you so much, and I think we will speak again later today.
Thank you very much for having me, Ståle.